Welcome back to Dunwoody Dialogues. Here we chat with Dunwoody celebrities and other notables, and like to introduce them to you, the Dunwoody community, and anyone else beyond Dunwoody that is always interested in this great destination. I am Mark Galvin. I'm the Director of Marketing for Discover Dunwoody, and we have another great guest for you today. Join me in welcoming Vanessa Hamler. Vanessa, welcome.
Thank you.
So glad you are here. You are the Jingle Bell Run Adult Honoree, and the Jingle Bell Run is hosted by the Arthritis Foundation. And so it says here in my notes that you were diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 41.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So I'm really curious about this. First of all, when you walked into the office, I wasn't sure if I should shake your hand. I wasn't sure what types of things that you deal with rheumatoid arthritis. What are those things?
Hands are a major part of
They are.
rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
Yeah, those are usually the first joints that are affected, your hands and your feet. So
Wow.
Shaking hand is normally kind of touch and go.
Wow.
So if I extend my hand, I'm good with shaking it for that day. But if I don't, then it's how are you? Nice to see you.
So if you're having a bad day and you were to shake, maybe you did it by mistake, what happens if somebody maybe squeezes too hard? How do you feel? What does that do?
It hurts. It shoots pain all the way up to your neck.
Wow.
Yeah. However, I've been diagnosed long enough. I do not make the mistake of extending my hand.
I have no idea the difficulty that you go through, but I know that how our bodies react when they're not healthy. And my favorite example I was really shocked by this. I fractured a rib once. That's a whole nother story. But I had a fractured rib and I went to sneeze.
Yes.
And you do that huge, deep breath before you sneeze, and my body said no, and it stopped me from breathing, from sneezing right there.
Yes.
So there I can see that reaction has to be poignant. Well, first of all, congratulations on being the adult honoree for the Arthritis Foundation, the Jingle Bell Run, which is going to be held at Brook Run Park. And the date is Saturday, December the 9th. It starts at 10, is that right?
Well, the walk starts at 10, but you need to arrive around 9.
Okay.
Yeah, to check in and get your shirts.
And we will put information on the run in our show notes. But I think what's really interesting here is, I could probably speak for most people watching. We've heard of arthritis. But what does that really mean? How did you discover, if you will, there may be a better word for that, discovered you had rheumatoid arthritis, and what was the process that you went through? You felt bad. How did you discover you had it, and then what happened to try to treat it?
Right. I developed rheumatoid arthritis in 2011, and prior to being diagnosed, I kept describing it as my skin feeling like ants were biting me.
Oh.
And
that doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, and of course a lot of doctors were asking if it was a tingle, and I was like, no, it feels painful.
Now, was this happening immediately, or this was kind of over a little bit of time?
That was immediate.
Okay.
That was immediate. It was enough to prompt me to make an appointment with my primary care.
Okay.
And at that time, it took a little longer to get to my primary care appointment. Got in, they did blood work, and said that they would give me a call back. Probably the next day. I got a call the same day, telling me that my sedimentation rate, which is your inflammation rate, was extremely high, and that they were going to refer me to a rheumatologist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So inflammation happens when something's angry, right? And so your joints were angry because because rheumatoid arthritis, what actually happens in rheumatoid arthritis?
Your immune system thinks your joints are foreign. So where your immune system would normally fight off a cold or the flu, my immune system believes that my joints are foreign, so it's constantly attacking it.
Why does that happen?
something you're
know?
born with. No, not really.
So you had this from a young age, and then it activated in your 40s.
Yes, it lies dormant, and it's usually some type of life change that makes it happen for women,
Huh.
childbirth, menopause, you know, just different life changes.
So it's kind of like having chicken pox. You get chicken pox as a kid, and then when you're an adult, you can get shingles, right?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
lays dormant in there.
Right. Other than the difference in that would be rheumatoid arthritis, you never are cured of it.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be cured, but you appear, and I know this is, you're also managing it, but you appear to doing well.
I'm doing very well today.
So today, ooh, this is interesting. You said today.
Yes.
So yesterday could be a different story.
Yes.
Tomorrow could be a different story.
Tonight
So-
could be a very different story.
Huh. All right. What are you doing to manage it?
I'm on a lot of medicine.
How much is a lot of medicine? Are these pills? Is it shots?
I do an infusion.
Okay.
It's once every, well, it ends up being twice every 6 months.
Okay.
And the infusion drug is non-Hodgkin's. It's for the same medicine that uses to treat non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So it's a
okay.
cancer drug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I get that as an infusion twice and every 6 months. And I take several pills every night. And if I miss one, I can tell it the next day.
Wow. So, so you figured out, and you and your doctors have figured out what's working well for you.
Yes.
How long did it take to get here?
To this point,
Yeah.
I guess 10 years.
Really? So it is a constant.
Yeah.
battle.
And it's because all of our genetic makeups are different. So
Right.
what would work for me may not work for you. And just kind of trying it, and if it doesn't work, you pull that medicine and you try another one. It's always good to have a good relationship with your doctor.
Yeah, sounds like you develop a
Yeah.
strong relationship with
Yeah,
your doctor.
and you have to trust your doctor's judgment on what's needed and what's not needed. And your doctor has got to trust you to give them good information about what's happening.
Okay, all right. This is a journey, I can tell.
Yes,
right?
it is.
And it's interesting that, to me, that if you miss a drug, that you can definitely tell the difference in that. So you got to figure out how to get your chemical balance in your body to work well with your body. Well, you're telling your immune system, don't attack my joints.
Right.
Hands off.
Right.
If you did not have the medication, would your immune system actually, would it break down your joints over time? Is that what would have happened?
Yes, it would. Before we received these type of drugs that, fortunately, that we have to treat rheumatoid arthritis now, there was a lot of damaged joints, a lot of people doing joint replacements.
Wow.
And people my age that would have had it for this length of time would have ended up in a wheelchair. And the quality of life would have been extremely different.
Unbelievable. Well, I think it's great that you're managing it extremely well.
Yes.
I can certainly tell. And one of the things that you shared with me is that it's a day-to-day thing. You've got some grandbabies when they come in to give you a hug. What do they ask you?
Is today a soft hug day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
Two little boys, so they're pretty rough.
So, tell me this: if I was diagnosed, and I'm going to call it RA from now on, because rheumatoid is a really difficult word to say. It really is.
It is.
I've heard it. I've just not had to say it a lot before. So, if it's okay, we'll say RA from now on. If someone had just diagnosed, let's say I got a diagnosis today of RA, what advice would you have for me?
I would give you a lot of advice.
I might have to set up a few coffees with you, huh?
Yeah. Of course, go in and make an appointment to see a rheumatologist. And after being diagnosed, find out what medicines you need to take. And it's always important, I found it important, to connect with people who had something very similar that they were dealing with, so that they can teach you how to manage your medicine. Managing medicine is extremely important.
Yeah, well, I could see that.
Yes. So you have to figure out when is the best time for you to take your medicine.
Oh, so
Yes.
it's not even, I'm even thinking just remembering to take it.
No.
So I take a vitamin every day. And I have to remember to take that vitamin, right? And it's a process to
Right.
that. But it's not just then, it's not just remembering, it's when to take
When
it.
to take it, and you need to be consistently taking it at the same time.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
If you take it at the wrong time of day, does it mess with you?
Not necessarily with the rheumatoid arthritis, but because the medicines are so strong, it can affect your stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you take them at night.
I take them at night.
Okay. And that way your stomach doesn't.
Right. And
Doesn't
that,
seem
yeah,
to-
then I'm asleep. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Anyway.
food, have to have food.
Have to
so
have
you have to
food,
kind of plan
sure.
it out. You have to
Yeah,
plan
look
it
at that. A lot of things you have to plan.
Yes.
And when you have a life full of habits, you gotta switch those habits.
Yeah, you have to, and it has to be quickly.
Wow.
If you're going to give your body a fighting chance
Wow.
at surviving and living with it, you have to change some things.
Is can RA be fatal over the long term? Can it be?
I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
I do know that there are people that I have heard of that have had rheumatoid arthritis that other major organs were damaged.
Okay. All
Just
right,
from
yeah.
the wear and tear and probably medicines. But I'm not sure that RA was the reason for
Yeah.
the passing.
I bet there's psychological effects.
Oh, yeah. Depression is very high for people with autoimmune diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's probably advice you'd give me too. All right, well, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard.
Yes.
And
It's
you
a
gotta-
hard place. It's a
Yeah.
hard place.
You said something when we were talking before that I asked you, how do you stay so positive? And you said you allow yourself to manage it. How do you do that?
I allow myself to feel. I tell everyone, I've been advocating now for 10 plus years, I tell people to allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel for that day. So if I received bad information from my doctor, and I typically don't tell anybody about it time I leave my doctor's appointment. I have to process it, I have to find my way with it, and
Okay.
when I'm in a better place, then I can deliver the information differently.
Huh,
Instead
okay.
of me being sad and crying, I've already allowed myself to feel that, and then I can be positive and say, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm going to handle it.
Oh, good. That's good. So you have done so much work on the advocacy side. You've been to the state capitol, you've been to the White House. Why are you doing all of that? Besides the obvious, okay, you've got RA, are there other reasons that motivate you?
My main reason for doing it, when I was first diagnosed and I was given all of these medicines to take by my rheumatologist, and I went home, and because I'm a planner, I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get better. And I did this. He said, come back in 2 weeks. I came back in 2 weeks because I had taken my medicine and I was marking things off, very proud of myself. I sat in his office and I said, I did this, so how much longer do I have to take this medicine?
Uh-oh.
And he informed me that this was a life change, that you would have to take it forever. And that is when, not the point that I was diagnosed was when it was the hardest, but that was the hardest moment for me because I thought I was going to get better. I thought that that was going to be the end of it. You take medicine and you get better.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel in
Yeah,
this case.
Yeah. So I have decided that people need some light. And it's so funny you say that. So I believe that if I can be that one person for someone that is newly diagnosed, then it makes this worth it. It does.
Huh,
I don't
okay.
want anyone else to be alone with managing this. It's such a huge space.
Right.
So if I can help with managing it, then I want to do it.
Good. What needs to be done?
We need more. We need everything. But what needs to be done is we need more awareness.
Okay.
And the Arthritis Foundation has been very good with that. We need more.
Awareness of what? What? So all of us, and there's a few of us here watching, what do we need to know about RA?
RA is not osteoarthritis. We commonly hear of people having damaged knees, like
Sure.
pain, or just different things from wear and tear. This is a equal joint disease, so if it happens on my right hand, it's going to happen on my left hand.
Wow.
Yeah, and we need more awareness about it.
Okay.
And then people will be more aware of when they're, even with building buildings or, putting up stair railing. You'll be surprised how many staircases don't have rails. And I can't walk up those because I have to hold on to something if I'm walking upstairs.
So if you're going upstairs, do you use two hands?
I do.
Why?
I'm not as balanced.
Okay.
My right leg is a little weaker than my left leg, and that is a rheumatoid arthritis challenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, see, if I saw somebody going up the stairs using both hands, I'm just going to be honest, I would say, well, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Right?
Because they look fine.
Yeah, they walked up and all of a sudden they're, and not in a bad way, like, should I help that person or should I walk by them and say, hope you're having a good day or hi? What's the best way? Because, it may be a little awkward. Why,
Yeah.
How do I not be awkward? How do I make sure they feel loved in a daily interaction kind of way?
I would suggest just saying, hey, you need any help?
So offering help's good.
Offering help is always good, and if they decline it, respect them in that declining.
All right. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
How do I help?
However they need your help. Some
Okay.
people will
An
extend
arm?
their arm.
Okay.
If they're having a bad arm day, holding that arm might be a challenge.
Oh, sure.
If they're comfortable with you leading them, like maybe holding a side or something,
Okay.
then maybe you could do that. But we're real easy with letting people know what's a good space for us.
It sounds like you get used to saying, I need help.
That has been a challenge for me.
I bet. Sure.
Yeah, but I've become better with it.
Okay. But whatever the case is, and when you walked in the office, I waited for you to extend your hand.
Yes.
So somebody wants to shake our hands, we let them. But also, if I say, can I help you? And they say yes, I need for them to guide me.
Yes.
And they're going to be ready.
Yes.
If they're saying, yeah, I need help,
Yes.
they may say, can I hold your arm? Can you grab my arm? Whatever. It's going to be really up to
Yeah.
them at that point.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially doors. Doors are a big thing too.
Ooh.
Opening a door.
So I went to visit my daughter over the holidays, and I noticed her door handles are hard to open. It was a thing. I was like, wow, these door handles.
Right.
If I had RA, I would probably struggle with those doors, and I'd probably say, don't close any doors.
Yeah, I've changed out all of my doorknobs to be I think they're leveling knobs, where you're just kind of
literally the handle that has a little piece out.
Yeah, doorknobs I can't turn.
Right before we started, you asked me to open up your water bottle. So
Yes.
all of these things, and I bring these up not because I'm
No, it's fine.
just for awareness of, I just take that for granted.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to open up a bottle, but those are things, daily things that you deal with that are a challenge. Putting gas in your car must be a challenge.
I keep gloves in my car just
Listen to
for.
that, unbelievable, right?
I keep gloves in my car just to pump gas.
Just for gas.
Because the handle is usually cold, and cold affects my
Wow.
joints. So I'm holding it with both hands to pump gas.
Does your gas have a
Yes.
knob you have to take off? New cars don't have that anymore. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, maybe somebody bought me a new car then.
You heard it here first. We got to get Vanessa a new car.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to me to understand that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not our space.
Right.
And if I run into a loved one, or I'm working with someone, or doing business with someone who says that, I can be a little aware, and I
Yes.
might say, hey, since I know you have RA, always feel free to ask me for help.
Yes.
And is that a good thing?
Yeah, I have some very close friends that I know if I need them,
Yeah.
that they'll do it.
Well, that's good.
Whatever the it is,
Right.
even if it's helping me fix a shirt or something, because buttons are hard.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah. Anything that you can imagine doing that's very small is hard for us.
I probably would stop wearing these shirts with these buttons. I'm
Yes,
gonna tell you,
you
these two
would.
buttons right here are a pain.
Yeah, I just wouldn't button them.
Oh, that's terrific. So, we've talked about, I think we've had all my questions here.
Okay.
I'd love for you to share with everybody where they can find out more about you and about the Jingle Bell Run. So so the Jingle Bell Run link, I should tell you this because I'll save you the hassle on that one.
Okay,
it's
good.
this big old long link, so we can't just tell you here what the link is. We'll put that in our show notes. So look down below. We will have a link for the Jingle Bell Run that's done by the Arthritis Foundation, and they're doing this all over the country. So this particular one is happening here in Dunwoody at Brook Run Park, and you can go to the Arthritis Foundation's website and see all the locations that they're conducting this. And then you can always go to arthritis.org to get information on the Arthritis Foundation. But what about you? Where can we find more about you?
Oh, well, on social media, on Facebook and on Instagram, I am Vanessa Hamler, VANESSAHAMLER. And on TikTok, I am Perfectly Compromised. with a D.
Perfectly compromised. I had to ask her about that because of you're immunocompromised.
Yes.
But you are perfectly compromised.
Yes.
And you said on TikTok you had a video that went viral, and
Yes.
it's helped get some attention.
It has.
Which is good. So we'll have to
Right.
go check that out.
Yeah, the video was, since the illness is an invincible illness, I painted the illness with body paint. So yeah, it's
that's
a face
cool.
paint. Yeah, so it's a pretty good video.
All right. Well, we'll go check that out. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being an honoree here in Dunwoody. She doesn't actually live in Dunwoody. She's from East Cobb, and I'm an East Cobb graduate, so to speak. I grew up in East Cobb myself, so we love Cobb County. And you work in downtown Marietta on the square, so it wasn't easy for her to get here because it's not right around the corner. So thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for having me. I
it.
appreciate it.
And for the rest of you, thanks for watching. I am Mark Galvin. Once again, the Director of Marketing here with Discover Dunwoody. This show is produced by Discover Dunwoody. Our producer is Madison Holtz. Our sound technician is Emily Insert Gibson. And we always like to remind you that we have our Dunwoody stickers. If you would like one of these Dunwoody stickers, you can go to the Sproul go to Sproul here on Ashford Dunwoody. I have staff behind the camera shaking their heads like, no, Mark, that's not right. So you go to Sproul, you can go to the Dunwoody Library, you can go to City Hall, or come right here to our office and pick one up. Actually, wait a minute, we have one more place. You can go to Arc Coffee House over on the Tilly Mill side. They've also got some stickers. Go by, they're free. We'd love for you to pick those up. On behalf of the entire Discover Dunwoody team, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media, and that is simply Discover Dunwoody, or go to our website, discoverdunwoody.com. Until next time, enjoy the day and come Discover Dunwoody.